Okay, so let's say we're presented with this beast of a radical expression. We see we've got 3 root 5 times the quantity 2 root 5 plus 5 root 3. Okay, so before we continue, before we decide we need to use the distributive property, we first want to look and examine inside the parentheses and even see if we need to do that. Okay, so this is an addition part of the expression right here. So if this 5 and if this was a 5 over here, if these radicands were the same, then we could just add the stuff on the inside first and then multiply second. Okay, well, that's not the case here. So we are going to use the distributive property to multiply all this stuff together. So just like if it were variable expressions, and we're going to multiply this by that, and then we're going to multiply this by that, right? We're going to multiply this 3 root 5 through the expression. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's separate it. So we've got 3 root 5 times 2 root 5 plus 3 root 5 times 5 root 3. Okay, multiplication, multiplication. We've got addition separating them. All right, so let's use our rules, right? We're going to multiply the outside numbers together, and then we're going to multiply the inside numbers together. We're going to see something interesting happen with this first term. Okay, so we're going to have 3 times 2 on the outside over root 5 times 5. Okay, so we're going to do this one the long way, but you might see something interesting that happens there. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on this one. We're going to do outside numbers together and inside numbers together. Okay, so then we're going to have 3 times 5, square root of 5 times 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue our multiplication here. 3 times 2 is 6. Now you might see here that you already have this factored, right? 5 times 5, we could actually just pull a 5 out right here and get rid of it and be done with it. We'll take the extra step just to kind of show for sure that's what's happening. But if you see this where you have this factored 5 times 5, just pull one out and get rid of the other one. But let's go ahead and show it. Square root of 25, which is one of the ones that I want you to know that the square root of 25 is 5. So this really is just 6 times 5 right here. Okay, but we'll go ahead and keep going. We'll come back to that. 3 times 5 is 15. 5 times 3 inside is the square root of 15. Okay, we'll simplify this. 6 times the square root of 25, which we know is 6 times 5. Okay, plus 15 root 15. Okay, well, 6 times 5 is 30 plus 15 root 15. Okay, we would want to try to simplify this if possible, but if we're looking back here when we had it when we first multiplied it, 5 is a prime number and 3 is a prime number, so square root of 15 is one of the ones that we can't do anything with. Okay, so now we want to simplify this if possible. Well, do these have the same radicands? That is to say, does this have a root 15 and this have a root 15? Are the same numbers under the square root? No, this one doesn't even have a square root, so we cannot combine these. Okay, it will be a mistake that I guarantee somebody will make, that you will try to add 30 and 15. You can't do that. Just like if it was a variable term, if this was 15x and this was 30, we cannot combine them. They don't say the same thing. So at this point, we're all done. There's nothing more we can do to this expression, right? They can't combine anything, can't multiply, can't simplify. So our final answer is 30 plus 15 times the root 15, or 30 plus 15 root 15.